it's a vibe. Got the juice poured up, and I know it's a vibe. Like rolling with a Malibu vibe. Said I need more drink inside of me, like bring more cup. Cause right now it's a vibe. Dano, yeah. Dano, yeah. Dano, yeah. Dano, it's a vibe. Dano, it's a vibe. Dano, yeah. Dano, it's a vibe.
Don't know, Spurs fans, near and far, back with your boy, Dejispurs. It's gonna be a vibe. For me, I can't believe that I'm having to do streams with Villa fans. It's absolutely pissing me off. And I'm hoping that by the end of this month, I will no longer be doing shows with these Villa fans because these guys are as dusty as Tutankhamun's coffin, but they keep coming on streams, shaking their bum violently. So my DT is in the building representing Villa. DT, how are you? Are you still shaking your bum? All of that. How's your week been? What's up?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's nice, you know. I can't lie. It's nice to be at the top table, you know. Unlike some of you guys, we've been in Europe this week, so you know, got a decent 0-0 against Ajax. Everyone came through unscathed. So yeah, we're ready to go for Sunday. And I think we're going to do a job on you like we did at your own ground. Now we're at Villa Park.
Calm yourself down. Just calm yourself down. Big up to AFC always. Big up to all the fans in the chat. Big up to everyone who's going to be watching later. Big up to everybody. Let's kind of get into it. Let's kind of dissect the... obviously, in the previous preview we kind of talked about your background, how you got into Villa, all of that stuff. To be honest, there's no niceties today. It's straight up war between us because one of us is going to be finishing above the other. That's bloody for sure. There's some guarantees in life, and we know that that's going to be one of those guarantees. But were you happy with the way that Emery lined up against Ajax this week? Are you being honest? Are you happy with the draw? Can you still do a job? Or were you slightly concerned that you didn't get the away goal at the arena and so on and so forth?
So really and truly, I think he was more concerned about Spurs. I don't think he was too worried about Ajax.
So you're saying that Europe is dusty?
No, I'm saying that he knows that Champions League trumps Europe currently.
Yeah.
Say
it's dusty. It's all right.
No. For the future of the club, what Champions League brings is way more than what winning the cup does. The cup gets you into the Europa Cup. Fourth gets you into Champions League. So if Aston Villa are looking to push on, if we're looking to keep our star players, Douglas Luiz, Emi Martinez, Ollie Watkins, if we want to keep them, Champions League has to be the goal. So I fully support what he's doing. He knows how to get a result, and I think it's all going to be different once they come to Villa Park. Same with you guys. Once you come to Villa Park, you know what go on. Just like Man City, just like Arsenal did. So you guys will get done up the same way.
Okay, fully. AFC always has asked me a really genuine question here, and he says, Deji, are Villa a dusty club? The answer is yes, AFC always. They are as dusty as that carrot and blue top that DT is wearing here. Dusty like Tutankhamun's coffin. And let me explain why I don't understand why you're shaking your bum. Stay Humble says Villa need to stay in their lane, get back to ninth where they belong. I fully agree. And let me tell you why I'm not shaking my bum for Villa. If you're being honest, and let's go back to the previous game, because I was having an argument on Dan Potts' show earlier with a guy called Rich, and he was trying to shake his bum. The truth is, when you look back at your win, I think Tottenham are one of the few teams that played you guys off the park. If you're being brutally honest, Rich was disingenuous by saying that it was 25 minutes. The truth is, Spurs could have easily been 7 or 8-0 up in that first half.
I wouldn't go that far.
It was. I counted 7 chances. Bearing in mind that Romero and Van de Ven did not play that game.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So we could have been 7 or 8-0 up, and we ended up losing 2-1 on the day.
Yeah.
Can we just agree now? Because I like to do things in a fair way, and I promise no banter today.
Okay.
Can you accept that Tottenham did play you off the park? Because when you beat Arsenal and you beat Man City, you played a particular style where you deserved the win. You outplayed Man City. And then you did this kind of, you let Arsenal have the ball, or you slapped them up. But against Tottenham, you were all over the place and managed to get the win. Can we just agree that now?
So I think that game was a tricky game for us. I think it was one of the first times I've seen the high line kind of coming into play against us. So I would say that we struggled a bit, and it probably wasn't until Bentancur got injured that the games kind of settled down. So it was in that midfield where I think we struggled. But it's going to be totally different. I think
did Basuma even play? Basuma didn't even play that game.
No, Basuma wasn't there.
So no Basuma, no Van de Ven, no Romero.
Was he there?
No, Basuma wasn't there.
I don't think it matters. You're hyping your players a bit too much. The only person that I really worry about in that team is Maddison and Son, because if Son kind of gets him, if he can keep himself on side, that is, if Son can keep himself on side, then he might be dangerous. But you've got Mr. Always offside, Timo Werner as well. So I can see you as just having the same sort of stuff that happened last time, where you just keep getting caught offside, and we'll really see what Van de Ven's pace is all about against Ollie Watkins and Leon Bailey.
We will, and we're going to get into that today. Okay. Northside's in the building. Big up to you, Northside. Northside is trolling, man, saying, Deji, you must win. Just a moment. So the thing is, big up to Northside. Northside, you know that you want Villa to win, because you know that if Spurs beat Villa and we win our game in hand, we'll be breathing fire and brimstone down your neck. Remember, I predicted, and I want you guys to hear it live and hear first, that Arsenal are going to lose 3 games in a row. And I already said it. I think I said it on Monday that I expect Arsenal to lose City, Spurs, and I think it's Brighton, something silly like that. So, but I'll get into that. So that's why I see Northside trolling, and it will be coming out with some clips. But let's get into it. Now, for me, DT, look, I want to give Villa respect, because here today is not having it from me tonight. He's saying, why don't I respect Villa? What? And then AFC always is saying, why is every club that you think is dusty? The truth is, though, pound for pound, your 11 and our 11, we're not on the same level. Yeah, Tottenham's 11 is stronger than your 11, and for me, Tottenham's first 11. Let me land this point.
Okay.
Tottenham's first 11 can go toe to toe with Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City. Yeah. Now, Tottenham is going to, apart from Richarlison, we've pretty much got a full squad, which means there's nothing Aston Villa can do in their life now, in the past, or in the future when we're playing our best 11. Yeah. Okay. So for me, I don't know why you're shaking your bum. I know about Villa Park and all of that, but the truth of the matter is, Spurs have had a lot of luck. I had a lot of love at Villa Park. The only thing I will say to you is your guy, Matty Cash. Matty Cash, I'm speaking to you live and direct. If you come with your dusty big toe, just look over your shoulder in the car park after the game. That's all I'm going to say to you. Villa is not the favourites. Northside is saying Villa is the favourites. They're not the favourites. Look, let me not get distracted.
Okay.
Would you agree that let's go pound for pound?
Yeah.
Let's quickly do first 11s, actually.
Okay.
First 11s.
Yeah.
Quickly, and everyone in the chat, can you give us your joint 11s on who's better before we dissect the game this weekend? Martinez or Vicario? So far this season.
Martinez all day. Martinez all day.
Are you being for real?
100%.
Martinez is a better shot stopper than Vicario.
100%. 100%. You're talking about a World Cup winner.
That's why you delayed the timing for a half an hour. No. You spent the last half an hour smoking bush.
No chance. You look at the one-on-ones that he's had, his aerial command of the box, which we both know. You and I both know that Vicario is useless, and he's going to get peppered from those corners. Those corners into the box, Vicario is going to be flapping all over the place. Forget about stats. Forget about all of those sorts of business.
Even Vicario, with my eyes, the two best goalkeepers in the Prem this season has been Alisson and Vicario. I would even say Kelleher at Liverpool's been better than Martinez.
What? Because of a couple of games? If you think
honestly, Kelleher has been better than your dusty keeper.
You know what? We're gonna have to agree to disagree on this one. I'm gonna say I'm always gonna back my guy. It's always gonna be Martinez. So let's move on. I say Martinez. You say Vicario. We're not gonna.
Okay, so we're gonna agree to disagree. I might 100%. Come back depending on how many Spurs players have been picked, how many Villa players have been picked.
Fine.
We'll go. So I think. It's easy to say, and people in the chat, please contribute to this. Udogie is left back.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you left back.
What are you gonna say? Digne? Is that who you're gonna say?
No. I would say in terms. I don't know who's got better returns in terms of assists and goals, but I'm sure that Alex Moreno's got way more than Udogie has.
Forget
Get the stats up quickly.
Udogie's got more. Udogie's got more.
How many?
Defender and attacking wise is Udogie. I don't want to. We're not even doing this Moreno thing. I didn't even know who it was. I thought you were going to tell me Digne.
No. Don't give me that. I want legit stats. I want to know what Udogie has done this season.
In a moment,
please.
But now we're going to say Udogie.
Okay,
because I think you said Udogie. And because let's not be silly. All right. Centre back.
Pau Torres.
Who?
Pau Torres.
Over Van de Ven.
I would say Pau Torres and Van de Ven.
DT, hold on. Pause now. Pause. Van de Ven or Pau Torres? No, I'm not. Remember, we're not saying that your players are not good, because they are, and they've done well. They've done really well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna lie, I've been watching Pau Torres at Villa, and I've been because Tottenham wanted him. We were chasing him, especially under Conte
for a while.
We were chasing him for a while. But I'm not gonna lie, I was relieved when we chose Van de Ven over Torres, because Van de Ven has proved to be a revelation. So for me, I would go Van de Ven, because of his speed and his defensive play has been excellent. I hear that he brings the ball out and his ball playing, but
it depends on what you like. So Van de Ven is there for speed and for recoveries, but if you want ball possession, if you want to maintain and have the ball and build up from the back, none of your defenders are doing what.
No, Romero actually does that role, but I'm not comparing him
to be honest, all I see, I just call him a kung fu fighter. Romero is just a kung fu fighter.
Well, I would say the same about your goalkeeper, because them two men are cut from the same cloth. Let's just be real.
This is it. So
these guys from Buenos Aires, out there just doing madness.
This is it.
So you're gonna say Pau Torres? Look, for me, I think overall gameplay, and I think you will see it. You didn't get to see it because Van de Ven was injured, but he will have Leon Bailey in his pocket. Like,
you think so?
Yeah. Leon Bailey, man, he's gonna be doing the dirty wine by the time we finish. That's what Van de Ven's gonna be doing to him.
Okay.
Let's agree to disagree on that. Let's pause on that, and we'll come back. Yeah. Who's your other centre back?
So I'm taking Conta over
Romero.
Over Romero. And if you think about in terms of composure, in terms of at the beginning of the season, there was a crazy stat going around that he had not been dribbled past all season. So that went on for a while. So that shows you the caliber of what he's been doing. He's been overlooked. No one really knows about him. He's just been kind of getting on with his business. But when you're looking about it in terms of solid defenders, for me, what he gives you overall, he's solid. He's not going to be flapping about all over the place and kicking people and shouting
Is he back
about.
now? Is he back or is he still injured?
He's back. He's back.
He's back.
Played in midweek.
Because I heard something. You know, Ben was saying that since you've had Konsa, when he plays, you rarely lose.
Yeah.
But when he was missing with that injury, that's when you guys looked a bit ropey. I think that's round about the time you played Man United and lost.
Yeah.
And then I think even you lost to Man United twice in that period. So Konsa's back. Is this so? The Ajax game was his first game back.
No, he's played a half. I think he's played a half before that. So he started our last game. Played in Europe, I believe. Did he play in Europe? Yeah, I think he played in Europe. He played right back in Europe.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully long legs. I call him long legs. Hopefully long legs doesn't play.
Who's long legs?
Longley.
Oh, Longley. Longley is absolutely right. I hope he plays. If Longley plays, it's long for you.
If he plays, we'll have problems. I think we'll have problems. Okay. So I'm praying that it will be Konsa and Pau Torres in the middle.
And then I think for me, I think it should be Van der Ven and Konsa. I'm going to give you the Konsa because he has the
Okay.
But I do think Van der Ven edges it over Pau Torres. Right back has to be.
Right back is Pedro Porro. Yeah.
All day long. I mean, he's up there. His stats were. And you know, people are not trying to give the guy credit. We were missing him and Udogie in the Wolves game. But luckily, and we're going to do the kind of lineups. So I've got some surprises for you. Midfield in the number 6 role. Who's your number 6? Is it McGinn?
So it will be McGinn. Obviously, Kamara being injured is a massive loss.
Because he works well with Douglas Luiz, isn't he?
Yeah. So him and Douglas Luiz were a problem. He was the one that kind of sweeps everything up. He gets back. He comes, collects the ball, always composed, and then spreads it out. Does a couple of 1-2s here and there. So, it will be McGinn in the middle with Douglas. I would say that he's, as captain, he's stepped up. He's been ever present. To be honest, at the beginning of the season, around that time when Emery first came in, I thought he was the person to go. I was like, nah, this guy is not. He's not about it. But he's proved me wrong. He's been solid. He's been dependable, and he's done a job. I wouldn't put him there ahead of Bissouma or Pape Sarr. So,
respect.
Yeah, that's just a given. I'd give that to Sarr. Currently, I'd take Sarr over Bissouma.
No, that's a big statement, but I respect that statement from you. I respect that. Would you? Because I was going to tell you my midfield is obviously Bissouma, Sarr, and Madders. Does Douglas Luiz get into this midfield for you?
Come on, that's a silly question. That's a very silly question.
I was being genuine.
No, you're not. You're 100% not, because this is the player that
who does he come in place of? Because if you're saying you're going to have Sarr, there's no one in your team that's better than Madders. Let's just keep that real. So there's nobody in anybody's team better than Madders.
So it's Sarr, Douglas, Maddison. He's getting ahead of Bissouma. You can't tell me any different. This is the play. You can roll your eyes as much as you like. This is the player that everyone is going to be twerking for in the summer. Everybody. If Villa don't get Champions League, he's going for at least 100 mil minimum. If he doesn't, there's 100 mil. Come on, if we're talking about Declan, look at his stats against Declan Rice. Why are Arsenal trying to buy him? I don't
know why people are shaking their bum for that Basmati anyway, but I understand.
But do you get what I'm saying? So this is the player that Arsenal have been trying to get before Declan Rice, and they still want him. They even tried to buy him in January. So this is a player that after they've had Declan Rice, they're still looking.
So we're giving you Douglas Luiz, because the way you guys have been shaking your bum for Luiz, I ain't gonna say no. We're also giving you Konsa, and we'll give you Martinez. You've given us Doggy, Van de Ven, Toro, Sarr, and Madders, to be fair. Yeah. So let's go on the left-hand side. Left wing is obviously Son.
But Son's not going to play on the left though. No, it's going to be Timo Werner.
Well, I'm just saying starting 11, because if we had Richarlison, I'm going to compare Ollie Watkins with Richarlison.
Okay.
On the left, it would be Son.
Yeah. So no issues there.
Who plays on your left?
We don't really play a left side, but if we did, it would be Jacob Ramsey.
Yeah, no, forget that.
So don't dismiss that guy. But for now, you can overlook him. But in a season or two,
well, at the moment we don't know about him. But you let me knock on my door in a couple of seasons. And number 9, I'm going to give you Ollie Watkins over Richarlison. Although I will say this though,
right?
I don't know why people are shaking their bum violently for Watkins, because he's edging Richarlison, but the way this guy was talking was like Ollie Watkins is like a Kane and Richarlison's a Richarlison. Watkins is slightly better than Richarlison.
Have you seen his stats? He's the first striker to be in double figures in both assists and goals this season, and he's got the most goal contributions, I believe, over Salah.
Has he been injured?
Who? Watkins? No. Which is a plus for him. It just means he's solid. You can't. It's not his fault for being solid.
I'm just saying he's played every game.
Yeah, he's solid.
I mean, if I played every game, I'll probably be hitting double figures.
Not you. No chance. But that's the fact. That's the fact of life. It's not going to be majority of the time. There's going to be times where people get injured, but he's been as solid as a rock, and he's played most games.
Anthony Herbert, we're going to get into it as well. These are the questions that we're going to kind of dissect. So big up to you, Anthony Herbert. Big up to Stay Humble here today. Everyone in here, Northside, all people showing love. We're going to get into it. On the right-hand side, someone was saying to me earlier, they were shaking their bum for Leon Bailey. And I've said, you know what? No disrespect, because, you know what I mean? I know he's all right, but he is quite inconsistent, though. I think when Leon is good, he's good. But how many times is he good?
Not this season. So last season, you could have definitely leveled that at him. Last season, he was injured a lot. He was in and out of the team.
So would you rate him better than Kulusevski?
For output, currently, yes. 100% yes. So one of the reasons why I think he stepped up as well is because of Moussa Diaby. So Moussa Diaby came in on fire, and he was like, I got to step it up. And he has at the moment. If you're looking at his contributions as well, he's up there for assists and goals. So I think if you compare him and Kulusevski, he's getting in ahead of him. 100%. And in terms of his effectiveness.
Because Brennan Johnson's, I feel like Brennan Johnson's probably more similar to Leon Bailey. Kulusevski's been dusty this season, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But when I'm looking at output, I think Brennan Johnson and Leon Bailey have similar output.
No chance. I wouldn't even compare.
How many assists has Leon Bailey got? Let's check this right now.
Let me check.
Because I'm not convinced by this Leon Bailey.
Because I've got him in my fantasy team. So
how do you check this real quick? Leon Bailey. I'm gonna put Brennan Johnson's stats here.
5, 6, 7, 8
stats.
9. He's got 9 assists and 8 goals.
And how many goals?
8.
Okay. Brennan Johnson's got 3 goals and 6 assists. That's not that bad.
Who?
Brennan Johnson.
Yeah, nah. He can sit down. He's not even. I wouldn't even put him on the same level as Zaniolo. So let's just. Keep him aside.
That Zaniolo is dead food, my brother. Don't compare them.
Zaniolo he's an impact sub. Okay,
I'm just checking Kulusevski.
Check his stats. I'll give you time. It's not.
Kulusevski has got 6 goals, 2 assists. It's probably man.
So I don't think he's got an argument there.
So Tottenham just about edge it. So you've kind of confirmed this, but let's just kind of go through, and then we'll answer some of the questions coming from the chat. Who's your starting lineup likely to be this weekend?
So based on what, shoot, I feel like I should be exposing what I think. No, you know what?
Expose it, man. Expose it. At the end of the day, this is a preview. This is what you think is going to happen.
Yeah. Because the fact is, I don't know. It's not like Unai has come to me and say, "Oh, this is what I'm playing." So I think it's going to be Moreno left. Should it be Moreno? Yeah, Moreno left. Pau Torres, Konsa, Cash.
Okay.
If he wants to do something a bit crazy, he might do Moreno, Pau Torres, Diego Carlos, and Konsa right back. If he wants to be more solid, so I can actually see him doing that. I can see him bringing in Diego Carlos into that middle, shoring it up a bit. He's got a bit of pace about him as well. So that's the. In fact, I'm going to go with that. Konsa right back, Carlos, Pau Torres, Moreno. Midfield standard is going to be Douglas and McGinn in the middle. Going to have Bailey on the right. I don't think, given what happened with what's his name, with Ramsey, I think it will be Tielemans. So it'll be Tielemans, Dougie, McGinn in that middle, Bailey off the right. Who would he play behind? He could bring in Morgan Rogers. So Morgan Rogers, who we got from, I think it was Middlesbrough. So he's a Man City academy player. Brought in, he looks decent. You might bring him in on the left, play Tielemans behind Watkins. So Watkins up top, Tielemans, Bailey on the right, Morgan on the left.
That's bad.
Dougie, McGinn in the middle.
As in Morgan Freeman.
Wow, is this team not?
That's not bad, but it doesn't. It doesn't. You know, it doesn't scare. Yeah, I mean, as you were saying it, I did kind of yawn. I prevented myself from yawning, but it was kind of like, really, is this how you got? You know what I mean? But I mean, for me, let me tell you what you're up against and why I'm just so pumped. You're up against Vicario and goal are ever present. Your doggy left back, and let me be real with you. Your doggy had Salah in his pocket and Saka in his pocket. Are you gonna tell me that Leon Bailey is better than Salah or Saka? No, he's not.
So the different
and Leon Bailey don't want that level of smoke. He don't want that level of ganja.
Did you see the goal that who was it against? Was it Sheffield United? No, it wasn't. There was
Tottenham with Sheffield United.
No. There was a game where Bailey got the ball on the right hand side, cut the ball past him, brought it through, nutmegged the player for the assist. No. I can see you doggy struggling.
Your doggy is gonna have Leon Bailey spinning around like Kylie Minogue. And the thing is about Leon Bailey is he don't want it. He's like a Timo Werner. He don't want no smoke.
We'll see.
For me, your doggy, Van der Ven, Romero, and Pedro Porro. Pedro Porro up against whoever you got on the left, Morgan Freeman or Jacob Ramsey, any of them. Let's bring them on. I don't give a damn about any of them. Tielemans doesn't want that smoke from Romero, and Van der Ven ain't letting Watkins run anywhere. So that's my back four. Midfield, okay. For me, I think it should be Papesar, Basuma, Madders, because that was the midfield that won us the game. But I know he might put in Bentancur. We've got quality in our midfield. And then we still got Heiber and Skippy to come on. Then on the left, it will be Werner, because Richarlison's not back. Number 9 will be Son. Who's going to stop Son in your back line? No, it's definitely not Pau Torres. And for me, if they play Konsa centre back with Pau Torres, then it will be difficult for Spurs to break down. But you guys have naturally been more stronger when Konsa goes on the right, and Konsa can take out Werner, which he will. But that guy Carlos is in for a torrid time. You play Carlos centre back, and we're gonna slap your face, and you know it. That's the mistake that you might make, which is why my chest is fully pumped.
I disagree. I think the problem will be long leg. I think. Sorry, let me
If he
stop calling
plays,
him
if he
Longley.
plays
But
Longley,
every
then
time
forget it.
when Longley
If he plays
plays,
in this game, cash out. If he starts with
he's
Longley,
been
cash out.
so. On a serious note, though, he's been solid for us. He's actually kind of he's he's been a decent backup. Do you get what I'm saying? He's there because Mings has been injured. So if he does play, I can see him. I can see him being generally solid, but I think it will take away from that fear factor of us playing. I don't think there's as much.
We'll be licking our lips.
There's no threat if he's playing because he doesn't command his area the same way. He's not as calm on the ball. So whenever you've got Longley on that left hand side trying to bring it out, his passes don't really spread out.
Yeah.
So everyone has to come to him to support him. But when it's Pau Torres, everyone spreads out, gives him space, sucks in the players. And I think it depends on if Postecoglou wants to go gung ho. If he wants to go gung ho against Pau
I mean,
Torres,
it would
you guys will
it
get
would
opened up.
it would make sense to have Konsa and Pau Torres centre mid because it doesn't matter who's right back. Timo Werner for me is as weak as a mouse. He don't want no physical game. So if you put Matty Cash there, he's gonna make Werner redundant. And then the game is really between Son and Kulusevski. I think Kulusevski should start because he's got the physicality, and Moreno, bless his cotton socks, ain't gonna do nothing against Kulusevski. That's just the truth. But I also think that Kulusevski's best position for Spurs is in the number 10. Look, let's answer some questions.
Okay.
Here today said spot on. If Longley and Carlos are playing, it's advantage Spurs. Stay humble, big up to you. He says Romero is a World Cup winner, like man said about Fartinez, and I like Fartinez. I'll be using that going forward. Here today says Konsa has been excellent, agreed. Stay humble says Sar all day. He's agreeing with you. So there's a couple of questions from Anthony Herbert. He says, question. Does Aston Villa doing well? He says Aston Villa doing well, and I say Spurs aren't that bad too. Thank you, Anthony Herbert, because you are an Arsenal fan. And I've come out to say that Arsenal doing well so far this season, even though I still think you guys are dusty and my first 11 is better than yours. So you can say it, so I'm glad you have. He says, but who will finish fourth? I think does this weekend's game determine who finishes fourth, DT?
No.
Is that because you don't expect to win? Or
No. So the reason I say that is because I thought that originally about our game against United. So I was saying to myself, if we lose to Man United, that's it. It's a wrap. Man United are gonna catch us. They're gonna be like 3 points behind us, and then they're gonna do their normal dodgy thing, and they're gonna run away with it, and they're gonna just blow us away. But we've looked over the past couple of weeks, went and lost to Fulham, lost to Man City, and now the gap's back to 11. So in reality, it means nothing. I think what is going to determine fourth place is April. So I looked at your results, the teams you're playing in April and the teams Villa are playing in April, and that is going to be the acid test.
Do you wanna just share what that is quickly?
So you've got,
Newcastle. We've got Man City.
You've got Newcastle, Man City. I think I even sent you a message and I screenshotted it because I was like, I don't know.
You sent me the message, but I ignored it because I thought, why are you shaking your bum?
Because I think you guys will struggle with that April.
We'll bang them.
I think you'll overexert yourself.
Let me tell you why we'll bang them. Okay. I'm not worried about Tottenham's running to the end of the season. In fact, I would go out on a limb. Someone said to me, do you see Spurs losing any more matches? And I said no.
Yes.
Because we're playing one game a week and we've got our best 11. And our best 11 can slap up any team in the Prem. As long as we have our best 11 and Tottenham have no injuries, I expect us to go unbeaten.
Okay, here's what I was looking at. So you've got let's ignore March, right? From April, you've got West Ham away.
Minor.
You've got Nottingham Forest at home, fine.
Minor.
But then you've got Arsenal,
Yeah,
Man
minor.
City.
Minor.
Sorry, you've got Newcastle,
Yeah.
Man City, Arsenal,
Yeah.
then Liverpool.
Yeah.
So for me, that crucial period in the middle is what is going to decide.
But all of those teams have European football. Man City are playing in the Champions League. Hopefully, Arsenal will still be in the Champions League, and Liverpool will be in the latter stages of the Europa League. And playing midweek is a long thing against a team that haven't played. Look, people are trying to downplay. Postecoglou said in his press conference today that they asked him, does Tottenham have an advantage for not playing this week? And he was like, he would have rather played. It's
momentum. It's momentum. Momentum
Bro,
is a beautiful thing.
I'm telling you. I mean, Ajax wasn't as far as going to Azerbaijan.
Yeah,
so
no.
I don't think you guys have been that effective. But we are fresh, bro. We are fresh. Like,
but there's a disadvantage. No, there's a disadvantage to sitting around. You know, do you get what I'm saying?
You played football. I know because I watched you play.
Yeah.
You know you're itchy, bro. You're itchy to get out there. And 100%. I think it could be a disadvantage for you. I really do. That's why I'm not scared of Liverpool. I'm not scared of Man City. I'm not scared. Let them come week in, week out. As long as we don't have any injuries, we'll take them out.
Because I think you guys will be rusty. Playing that once a week, Romero's going to get itchy and he's going to end up slide tackling someone in training.
That's what we hope.
He's going to get bored.
He's going to
get bored. Trust me, he's going to get bored. He's going to be like Martinez and not Martinez. What's that guy's name? The other Argentinian striker, Man United. Yeah. Always looking to get on people. So he's gonna be worried.
Let's deal with this next question from Anthony Herbert, and then Hair to Dares asked me a question which I'm gonna be happy to answer. Hair to Dares says that Anthony Herbert says that Villa have slapped 100 mil on Douglas Luiz and 75 on Ollie Watkins. What is my thoughts? For me, Douglas Luiz is not worth more than 70 mil. And Ollie Watkins is probably about 60 mil. But what we're seeing is the cost of living crisis. Look, bananas have gone from 20 pence to 80 pence. And so just because they've slapped the price tag doesn't mean that these guys are worth those price tags. DT, being honest, are those players worth those figures?
Name me a player in his position that is worth more.
Then who?
Then Douglas Luiz for 100 mil.
In the midfield position?
Yeah. Because if you're saying
Madders.
How much was Madders?
We bought Madders for 40
mil. Answer the question. How much was Madders?
45.
Say that again.
We bought him for 45.
So if Madders is going for 40, you can't be telling me that Douglas Luiz is not.
Are you saying Douglas Luiz is better than Madders?
No, but what I'm saying to you is that in the current state that Leicester City was in the current state that Leicester was in, and I think he only had maybe 1 year on his contract or something. Is that right?
Something.
Yeah, I don't think he had more than a year.
Madders is worth more than 45. Everybody knows that. We were lucky to get him for that price.
100%. I think.
Whereas Arsenal were unlucky to get Kai Havertz for 65 mil.
Unlucky, did you say?
Yeah, because Kai Havertz is not worth 65 mil. Let's be honest.
But okay, there's a good example. If Kai Havertz is going for 65, you can't be telling me that Douglas Luiz.
That means that if Douglas Luiz is going for more than 65 mil, then that means I'm going for 20 mil and I don't even play football.
No chance, because you're forgetting that the other factor is that Aston Villa technically don't need to sell him. If we get Champions League, we're in the position. Same with
better? No, they don't play the same position. I was going to ask Paqueta or Douglas. Look, Douglas Luiz has done bits this season. I'm not going to lie, but I can't shake my bum for him. I think the similar player to Douglas Luiz. Would you say that Guimaraes at Newcastle is similar?
Yeah, I would call him. I'd call him a similar type of player.
So. I mean, Doug Luiz has got more goals, but Guimaraes is just as effective, in my opinion.
What's the age though? Because you're forgetting that Doug is in his prime, and he's not.
I don't want to do that. I just think Douglas Luiz is about 70 mil.
Nah. So I think the crucial point here is not how much you think he's worth. It's how much Aston Villa think he's worth. And anyone
you
who
guys
wants
think
him,
it's worth 100 mil.
Anyone who wants him is gonna play Jack Grealish money for him.
If anyone's dumb enough to pay 100 mil for Douglas Luiz, can I also send you my bank details because I could do some money?
Bring it. Anyone that wants him.
And Ollie Watkins, you think he's worth 75 mil?
Currently in the Premier League, who else is as dangerous as him apart from Haaland?
Ivan Toney?
I would say about Ivan Toney is he's technically damaged goods. It's not a very nice thing to say, but he's older. I would, to be honest, I would say if not for the scenario that he's found himself in, he would be a 75 million player. And I think that Brentford will get at least 60 mil for him, if not more, because Brentford don't mess about when it comes to transfers. So Ivan Toney's going for 60. But apart from that, who else is there?
Stay humble says that Ollie Watkins doesn't turn up against the big six. Toney does. Do you agree with that statement?
I'm gonna go check his stats because I don't think that's true. I think the games are slightly different when we're playing some of those bigger teams. I'm trying to think of the big teams that he scored against this season, because sometimes it's not all about just the goals, and I think that's one of the things that has been.
I did say this earlier on Dan's show, and I said, look, if I had a choice at Spurs, I would probably take Watkins over Ivan Toney, only because I think Watkins is more versatile. Where Toney is an out-and-out 9, and a very damn good one at that. Watkins, I think under Gerrard, I'm not sure if he did it under Unai. He did play out on the left.
He played him on the left.
And he was quite effective there.
He was, and so I think the thing that Unai has done well is he recognized that beforehand everyone was trying to play him and utilize all of his strengths because he played on a wing and he got converted to a striker. But then they kept trying to utilize him on both the left and as a striker. So he was pressing. So his pressing game was good. But because he was always running, it meant that when he got chances, he was knackered. So he was fluffing his lines. Unai said to him, look, bun all of that stuff. Stay around the goal. Get your chances. Boom. So he's doing less running. So he's less tired. He's more focused. So you saw the goal he scored against. What was the most recent goal he scored? I should be remembering this. Against Luton. I think it was against Luton or Nottingham Forest.
He scored some dusty goals this season, though.
No. Because there was a game that Douglas Luiz picked the ball over, touched it with one hand, slaps it in. Do you get what I'm saying? Even Thierry was like, nah, that is quality stuff. So when you got Thierry talking about the way you're playing,
wow. Okay, quickly. I'm going to answer this question from here to there. Head there says, Deji, are you going undefeated for the rest of the season? That's bold. I'm saying if Tottenham have their full 11 from now to the end of the season, I think I can see Spurs going unbeaten. I can't see anyone in that. The only dodgy game, which I said to you on Monday, the only dodgy game is away to Liverpool at Anfield. We got Man City at home. We slap them up at home.
What about Newcastle away?
Slap them up. We'll slap
St. James's Park.
Newcastle ain't been themselves this season, so they'll get slapped by us. Remember, we popped them 4-1. We popped them 4-1 in our gaff.
You've still got Chelsea as well.
Chelsea will slap them up. They're fully dusted like Tutankhamun's coffin. And we'll slap you up this weekend. That's the thing. So for me, who's gonna stop us? Who?
I think you get stopped by some random team like West Ham or Fulham.
No.
I think Fulham could.
If we have our first 11, nobody stops Spurs. Nobody. And I know people don't like me saying these things, and even Spurs fans don't like me saying these things. But unfortunately, I'm gonna say it, and that's just how it goes. So it's what it is. I'm gonna take one more question, and then I'm gonna do a prediction. So Tony is so good with his hold-up play. and top in the air. Tony v Son would be a nightmare to defend. I agree with you here today, and I think there is strong possibility that Tony could come to Spurs. If he does, it's low for you lot. And Anthony Herbert again with a question. I've been saying Tony will be a Tottenham player next season. They'll use the money they got for Harry Kane. If we can get Ivan Tony, then I would say Tottenham is serious. But let me tell you,
why would he go there? Why would he go?
Because we will be in the Champions League, and he wants to play Champions League football.
But would you not rather go to somewhere like Arsenal?
No. Arsenal. Do you know what? I think if Ivan Toney was to go to Arsenal, he will score goals, but he will have what is happening to Harry Kane. Ivan Toney needs to be the main man where you're feeding the ball on the plate. Are Arsenal going to feed the ball on the plate to him with Saka and Martinelli on the wing? I don't see it happening. Sane and Musiala have Kane right in front of them, and these little bony little airheads will overlook Kane and try and score themselves. And I can see that happening with Ivan Toney. Because he's come from Brentford, they're not going to give him that level of respect. Whereas Spurs, we're going to give him that respect because that is how we play. We play to get the ball in the box. That's why we got Werner, whip the ball in. Brennan Johnson, whip the ball in. And who's in? Our striker. And that's why I think he will suit Tottenham more than he will suit
Arsenal.
Fair enough. Villa. So my question is, I want to get into I want to get into it. Look, Tottenham have a couple of players that we've kind of been linked in. What are you missing to make you guys a real genuine force? Because you know, I don't want to do all this top four crap. If you guys are going to be top four this season, then we're expecting Aston Villa to kick on and show us that you're really about that life, really a bit about that life, meaning that you should be challenging from next season onwards. Yeah. What do you need added to your squad to be able to do that? And have Villa started to identify those players?
So I think Unai is the kind of person that 100% knows what he wants already. He's done that a bit with getting Morgan Rogers in January. He's planning ahead. I think Unai has a plan for if Douglas Luiz goes or if he stays. Yeah. That was one of the reasons why I think they brought in Tielemans as well. So if we're talking about a manager who is fully prepared to utilize his team and bring in the best players, he 100% is ready to do that. We were looking at, even before we got Diaby, we were looking at Iñaki Williams from, I think it's Atletico. Yeah. Not Atletico Madrid, but Atletico, the other one.
Yeah. Atletico Bilbao.
That's the one, Atletico Bilbao. So he's identified what he wants from his team.
And what is he? What sort of player is he?
If any of those. So I'd call him like a second striker.
Okay.
Second striker playing on the right, I believe. But there's a player that I really like that I would have loved us to get, who played against Arsenal and scored from the halfway line, if you remember, at Sporting Lisbon, Goncalves.
Yeah.
So he's if we were to sell someone like Douglas, I would say get him to play behind Ollie Watkins. And, you know, maybe bring then Tielemans in to that Dougie position. But that's just me kind of, you know, doing some wishful thinking.
Yeah.
But when it comes to how we strengthen, it's getting quality players. And I think we're in a position to do that. And we've got the setup to now do it. Yeah. As long as nothing silly happens, I can see us
kicking on.
Doing some damage.
Those are quite interesting kind of potential purchases. I think for Spurs, what's interesting is that we want Pedro Neto, and Wolves have kind of slapped an 80 million tag. For me,
to play where though? Where would he play? On the right
wing? Right wing, man. Get Kulusevski. Kulusevski needs to fight for his place, a little bit like how Diaby came in and Leon Bailey woke up and started shaking his bum. Yeah. I think we need a Neto. I don't think Brennan Johnson is that guy. Brennan Johnson, these are all players that we can bring on and just add something different. But I think if Neto is playing for Spurs on the right and Son on the left, and then Ivan Toney up top, I think is long for every team. But I think Tottenham can go for Neto and Rafinha. So we could have Rafinha on the right, we could have Neto on the left, with Madders and Son up top. it could be looking kind of sexy. It could be looking dangerous, and we could
That's
have
too top
Ivan
heavy.
Toney.
That's too top heavy. I don't.
No,
I
we need.
no.
That's what Spurs need. That's what Spurs need. We don't need Solomon. We don't need Werner. We don't need any of these guys. We just need Neto and Rafinha, Ivan Toney and Son, so that we have that fluidity. If Ivan Toney gets injured, we know Son can play that number 9. But I feel like Son is getting he's getting on, even though he's fit and he's healthy. I feel like he's going to be more effective as a number 9 and let the young guns do the running on the wings. So I would say Ivan Toney, Neto, and Rafinha would be great for this Spurs squad.
I can't see any Premier League clubs bar maybe United or Man City really spending big money like that. I think this whole Premier League fair play stuff is starting to kind of get people worried.
Yeah, but we're not worried about the FFP because we've been doing genuine bit. But every time people keep running joke on Spurs about Beyonce, but the truth is Beyonce have helped us. She's helped us with our FFP. Her, Jay-Z, and P. Diddy. So, let Rihanna come and do a little something in our stadium.
Concert, yeah.
It helps. Even Davido and whatever his name is, Burna Boy have helped with Spurs' FFP. And then what Tottenham also need now is cover for Udogie and Pedro Porro. We saw the drop-off when Emerson Royale and Ben Davis played against the Wolves, and that's why we lost the Wolves. And I know someone said in the chat that, Deji, you said this about the Wolves game, but the truth is, in the Wolves game, I wasn't expecting Udogie and Porro to be out, and that drop-off does scare me. So we need genuine good cover. And for me, I would take a Rico Williams from Nottingham Forest as our cover to Pedro Porro. Even I saw today in the paper that Jed Spence is saying he wants to come back to Spurs and fight for his place. I think that's a good shout. And I would take, as a left back, there must be a left back in Europe that we can go for, and we'll just have to see how that goes. But I think if Spurs can do that, I think it's long. I think midfield-wise, we're looking good. Centre-back-wise, with Draguzin, we're looking good. Keeper-wise, we're looking good, but we need a proper backup keeper. Spurs squad ain't that bad, but we need a Neto for sure. We need Tony for sure. And I think we could bring in Rafinha, and then Spurs are looking.
I can't see them more coming, to be honest.
I think 2 will come. I think Neto and Ivan Toney could come. Rafinha is the dodgy one, but at least Neto, we need to get him. And then what we need to pray for when Neto comes is that he's injury-free. So look, DT, we've done 52 minutes. Just last few comments. Stay Humble says, and he's a Spurs fan, he says, I like what Villa are doing, but even if Villa got full and Spurs offered 70 mil, he would ask to leave. And I agree. And he's talking about Watkins because at the end of the day, if you were a footballer, you have ambition. And when you look around Aston Villa Stadium and then you look down at your shirt, I would want to leave too.
What a joke.
Ollie Watkins. Then you've got Neto and Ivan Toney would make Spurs very, very threatening. That's coming from an Arsenal fan in here to there. Anthony Herbert is a hater. He says, I like Neto. Arsenal want him, but I wouldn't pay more than 50 mil for him. But you would pay more than 50 mil for Kai Havertz. So for me, Neto is more of a more exciting player than Kai Havertz. I think Arsenal are dumb enough to spend 90 mil on Neto because they're the type of club that who will spend over the odds. I don't. Arsenal never really get value for money. I mean, remember they spent 70 mil on Pepe, 75 mil on Pepe, and he's trying to say he wouldn't spend more than 50 mil on Neto. You must be having a laugh, mate. You must be having a laugh. And he says here today, well stated, Dejispurs is still the coldest, most clinical finisher in the league. As long as he gets supply, he will cook, and that's why we need Neto because Kulusevski's not the one, Timo Werner ain't the one, Brennan Johnson ain't the one, Solomon ain't the one, Ivan Perisic ain't the one. So when you take all of them out of my club and you bring in Neto and Rafinha, then I think Spurs have a genuine minimum Champions League team. One thing we can say though is that you should be proud of what Villa has achieved so far this season. I'm bloody proud of what my club has achieved so far this season.
Yeah.
DT, look, you guys have been scary at home, although you guys have been looking a bit suspicious of late. What's your prediction for the game this weekend?
So I think, given the importance of the game, initially I was going to be like, you know what, we could do a 3-2 here. But I think, given our performance this week against Ajax, I think it might be a low-scoring game. I can see an uneventful. I can't see us getting a clean sheet, so I'm gonna say a 2-1 Villa. 2-1 Villa is my prediction.
2-1 Villa.
I want to say 3-1, but I don't think.
No, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid.
I don't think that we're currently purring at the moment. If we had our full squad, if we had people like Emi Buendia playing to kind of open up stuff, things might be a bit different. But I think 2-1 we'd be happy with, or even a draw. So it's either going to be a draw, 2-1 draw, or 2-1. So 2-2, 2-1. That's me.
When I was doing my soccer 6, I
Yeah.
think I might have put down. I initially put down 2-1 Villa because I was just thought
Interesting.
Villa have just been jammy, and they're one of those ones at home. But when I saw that Porro and Udogie was back, and the way that we outplayed you without these men, no Romero, no Van de Ven, you can't underestimate the impact of these two. It's like playing without Pau Torres and Konsa. You wouldn't be as confident. Let's just be real. And we did that against you and played you off the park in that first half. And then because of Ben Davis and Emerson Royale, it flopped and you guys ended up winning. That's like you playing Matty Cash and bloody long lane defense. It was always going to be long for you, even if you started off brightly. I think we bang you, man. I really do. So? I don't think we bang you terribly, but I think Tottenham win 2-1 for the rest of the league to sit up. And what you're going to find is that a lot of people are going to say, but we knew Aston Villa was going to drop off. I don't think you drop off, but I think you get beat by Spurs. And I actually think between me and you, one of us can still catch third.
Oh no, I
think third is still up for grabs.
No,
I haven't written up top 3.
Honestly speaking, I think that the league is nowhere near like being concluded. Everyone's kind of saying, "Oh yeah, top 3."
I'm not taking my bum. I think Arsenal can drop off. I know people are gonna say to me, "Let me just call it out because get the fraud out." He says, "Get the fraud Arteta out my club." He probably agrees with me. He says Tottenham overpaid for Richarlison and Brennan Johnson. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, but bloody Arsenal overpaid for Kai Havertz. That's just bloody the truth. Richarlison, I don't know. I think in this day and age, strikers are expensive. What? How much are you going to buy a half decent striker that is going to get you 12 plus goals in a season? For 12 Premier League goals in a season, you would pay 60 mil. True or false?
So
you would.
So why were we making so much noise about? Why were we making so much noise about 75 for Ollie Watkins? Double figures for both.
No, I think I was just saying, 75 just sounds like a lot of money for him. But when you think about it, if he's going to get you double figures and 10 assists, he probably is worth. But you got to think. For me, I think what it is, the things have just moved forward because the goalposts have moved because I think Harry Kane must be still worth 120 mil. Haaland must be worth 180 mil, and Mbappe must be worth 250 mil.
Yeah.
I was saying Watkins is 75 mil.
So that makes him cheap.
Because Ivan Toney is going to go for more than 60 mil.
I think Ivan Toney is going to be like 60, 65. 65 mil for Ivan Toney, I can see. And anyone that gets him will probably think it's a bargain because I think he will do bits for wherever he goes because he's that type of person. The only thing is his temperament slightly. That's what makes me go, is he really worth? Is he someone you want to bank on? Which is why, from a mentality point of view, not that he's not got the mentality, but just from a cohesion point of view, I can see Ivan Toney rubbing people up the wrong way, and I can't say the same for Ollie Watkins.
He's confident and he's quite full of himself.
So, I said, he's gonna rub people up the wrong way, which is why I say I'll take Ollie Watkins.
fair.
He's an all-round good guy, and I think he just kind of will blend himself well to any. You know what? I'm not even going to try and big him up. We don't want to sell him. There's no need for him to go anywhere. Champions League next season. Let's keep our top players.
I'm going to go 2-1 Spurs against Villa on Sunday.
Okay, I'm going to go. I'm changing my mind, and I'm going to go 2-2.
Okay, you're going to go
I'm
2-2.
going 2-2.
A lot. Head to there goes 2-2. Anthony Herbert 2-2. I think Spurs.
I'm looking it in for my Super Six as well because I can 100% see us being happy with also a 2-2. A 2-2 just means we stay where we are.
But here today says Deji, come on, the top three is set. No. The top three is not set because every year Arsenal do one thing. They lose 3 matches in a row. They did it last season and they did it the season before when I predicted rightly that Crystal Palace, Southampton, Brighton would beat Arsenal, and they did. So Arsenal are yet to do that. But I called it and I said that Arsenal will. If Arsenal don't lose 3 matches in a row, Arsenal will lose 3 matches. They're going to lose to City, they're going to lose to Spurs, and they're going to lose to one of the other minnows in and around. And then Arsenal fans are going to be heartbroken. That's going to happen. So, and if Arsenal lose those 3 games and Spurs and Villa, let's say they draw and then win their remaining games, they go above Arsenal. It's as simple as. So don't be telling me that it's set. I keep telling these people, last season, everybody was telling me, it's between Liverpool and Man City. I was the only one who boldly said, I'm not so sure about that, mate. Núñez is an unknown. Haaland is an unknown. I'm not sure. This season, people were shaking their bum violently for these teams. And I'm telling you, the top 3 will not be the top 3 at the end of the season. One of those teams, one of those green bottles is definitely going to fall off the wall. Which one, I just can't bloody tell you at the moment. But one of them is going to fall off. I've got Spurs to finish 3rd this season.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
With DT, it could be Spurs 3rd, Villa 4th.
I don't see it. Because
you don't need to see it. You can do a Ray Charles all you like.
my thing is at the moment that I still can't get past your run of games in April. If you guys can come out unscathed from that, then I'll be like, look, you guys can go on a bit of a mad
because
run.
there'll be only like 2 games left. There'll be only 2 games left, and I called it in mid-March. I called it beginning of March. I'm telling you, Spurs can still get 3rd.
I don't think you can because it's interesting though because you've got Newcastle, Man City, Arsenal, and Liverpool as 4 games, which I think is just it's going to be difficult. You're either going to get red cards or someone's getting injured in that run. So your team is never going to be in a position to play your strongest 11 in all of those games. So I can't see you in all of those. That's just it.
Look, Stay Humbled says that Tony has a nasty side about him. Watkins is a bit of a soft poppy. Anthony Herbert's off to watch the Anthony Joshua fight, and I'm about to go and watch that fight. And Here to There says Deji, but hope we take care of business. I'm not hoping that Arsenal take care of business in the Champions League. I don't want Arsenal to help Spurs. Don't help us. We don't want your help. We want to get Champions League generally. So anyway, lastly, Anthony Joshua versus the Beast. Who wins tonight? BT.
I think it goes to points.
Nah,
I'm sitting on the fence again.
You're a madman. You're a madman.
No, do you know why? I don't think AJ can take risks. He can't. Huh? He's not in a position.
AJ, can I just say, AJ?
Go on.
I know you're a fan of the show because I've seen you like and subscribe a few times. AJ, I respect you, bro, and AJ should not fight Deontay Wilder if he knows what's good for him.
Oh,
he should not fight Tyson Fury if he knows what's good for him.
Wow,
this brother, in my opinion, beat Tyson Fury. Yeah, he got robbed on points. Let's be real. There is no way AJ's beating this guy. This ain't going to points. One punch and that chest that's full of air It's gonna look like he's had implants.
But I think he's fully aware of the danger, and I think if he keeps him at distance,
the Nganou's gonna
then
kill him, bro.
It's maybe
because Tyson Fury hurt Ngannou and he took it. That was the
Tyson
scariest.
Fury elbowed him.
Tyson Fury and he took.
Tyson Fury.
AJ can't take licks. He cannot, and even he almost knocked Fury over. Yeah. If you remember that fight, he almost knocked him over. Imagine if that's AJ getting hit like that.
Yeah, I am slightly worried. The main thing is
he's a Nigerian brother. I love AJ. If I see him in the street, I would love to go jogging with him. But AJ, if you're watching this show, I'm saying pull a sickie. You caught COVID. You just got tested. COVID came, and for safety, because AJ. If AJ wins, then I don't know if things change. Think about that fat one from Mexico that he lost to, bro.
Ruiz.
I mean, come on. He got banged by Ruiz.
Forget it. So, cause the thing about it, is he got hit on the temple. So the main
by Ruiz.
By Ruiz, yeah.
Do you remember how short that guy is?
No. If
you close your eye, Ruiz looks like Humpty Dumpty who sat on the wall and then stayed on the wall.
Yeah, but this is heavyweight boxing. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. But you're right. I think if AJ can box him, keep him at distance, then it goes points.
I don't think AJ's punches are strong enough.
You don't think so? To scare him?
No.
Well,
AJ is not strong enough. I'm sorry. But I will watch the fight and I will pay my subscription and I will support the cause.
Yeah.
I'm just praying that AJ, if AJ loses tonight, should he just call it a day?
No, he won't.
Huh?
No, he won't.
For me, if he loses tonight, I think he should set up a gym in Watford and be coaching little boys and girls into boxing.
He would do that, but there's no need. I think he stops when he's good and ready.
Nah. If you lose, how many times are you gonna lose, bro? If AJ loses, he's done out here.
I don't think so.
I agree to stay humble, but he's done. I would not want to see him fight again.
Nah.
The only fight he should be fighting is a charity fight. Because, bro, we can't keep on losing indefinitely. If that's the case, I might as well get in the ring. People should do pay-per-view. And let me run around the ring for 12 rounds.
Yeah, but you got people like Derek Chisora who's been losing fights for I
don't want to say easy. He should also stop as well. These man, boxing is all about, when we had Evander Holyfield, when we had the Mike Tysons, what makes boxing exciting is people who don't lose. That's why Mayweather is Mayweather. Like him or loathe him, he hasn't lost.
Undefeated.
But once you've lost more than twice, you should stop, in my opinion, because you can't be respected. And AJ's lost 3 or 4 times. Yeah,
but it's like you go for a job interview. If you failed 2 job interviews, you're not gonna say, "Oh, I'm not gonna get a job no more." I'm gonna say,
in this business, you can't lose.
Anyone can lose, though.
No,
anyone can lose.
Not in boxing. Boxing, for you to be relevant, the least defeats you have, the more relevant you are. And he's had too many losses. I'm sorry. I know you love him. I love him too. He's
big enough. Guy. I think he's a big enough draw. In terms of money-wise,
he's not. I don't actually think AJ is big because he stopped posting online, and I don't think people are bothered. I think we were bitterly disappointed. Look, AJ can't fight Deontay Wilder because he would get killed.
No, Deontay's not the same Deontay. If Joseph Parker can do that to Deontay, then I think Deontay he's not the same. He's not the same guy. Deontay is not. I don't even think he'll fight again. I think he'll be the one doing like little side shows fighting random freaks because he's not about it no more.
AJ, please win tonight. We hope
That's
you
it.
win. We support you. But if you lose, then
Hang it up.
I'm not the one saying, I'm not calling it, but I just think I want to remember you. I want to remember your best days.
You can do that. You can do that still.
Not if he loses tonight. I won't be able to remember it. But on that note, DT, thank you. On Sunday, if possible, just 10 minutes, I would love to do a reaction with you. Don't go running and hiding because your team got slapped up. I need you, win, lose, or draw, to be bold enough to come on and either say, I told you so, or fair play, your team was a better team. And I promise I will do the same. I might be a little bit late, but I will do the same.
All right.
Deal?
Okay, deal. Let's
Deal.
do it.
All right, there you have it, people. Myself, DT, will be back again Sunday. That will be the last time, although DT will be, well, one of us, in fact, will be saying it with chest on Monday. Just so you know, if Spurs lose, then on Monday for Say It With Chest, I won't be speaking. I will just be supporting the show because obviously it means that my green bottle fell off the wall. And I will have the animation of the 10 green bottles if Tottenham fall off. And obviously if Tottenham win, then we're still in, even though there's a chance. Yeah?
Yeah.
On that note, DT, thank you. Everyone in the chat, stay humble. Here to there. Andy Herbert, Northside, AFC always, all the people that joined in, big up to you and enjoy the fight. And good night.
Take care.
Done, yeah. Done,